Good morning, Warren Fiscal Court. Called to order Thursday, December 5th, 2024. Glad to have everyone here. Everyone, please find a seat to make me less nervous. No, I'm kidding. You can stand up, do whatever you want to do. We're happy to have everyone here today. We've got a great agenda today that we'll go over, but we're going to start off like we do each and every meeting. We're going to have an invocation. That's going to be by Esquire Ron Cummings. That'll be followed by the pledge to our nation by Esquire Eric Aldridge. Esquire?
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father Jesus, we come to you this morning, Lord, with gladness and happy hearts, Lord. We are so blessed as a country and especially blessed to be citizens of Warren County, Kentucky. Lord, as you come to this meeting, Lord, that you just take over and give us wisdom and guidance. And Lord, just may things that we do in this proceedings, Lord, please you and give honor and glory to you. Lord, as we enter to the birth of your Son, Lord, we just thank you for the season that we're about to enter into, Lord, and just keep everybody safe. And Lord, may we never, ever forget the reason for the season, Lord. So again, as we be with us today, as we conduct the business of Warren County, and Lord, just divinely guide us in all that you do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Will you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Williams.
Here.
Esquire McWhorter.
Here.
Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Aldridge.
Here.
Esquire Lasley.
Here.
First item is approved minutes of the fiscal court meeting on November 26, 2024. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Any corrections to that? If not, please call roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Item 5 is approved personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Item 6, approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams.
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take a short break here for a couple things. First off, I'm glad to have a great friend of Warren County, Kevin Jackson, state representatives here today. It's always great to see you. Kevin, got anything for us today?
Thank you, Judge, for inviting me. I'm not used to seeing you so serious, but it's a different side of you that I see here at Fiscal Court. But that's probably a good thing too. But
It's early.
It's early. Your coffee hadn't kicked in yet. I understand. But no, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come by. Just wanted to give my friends here on the fiscal court a update on some of the things that we had an opportunity to do in Frankfort this last session. This was the long session, and Scott, when they say the long session, they mean the long session. We gavelled in on January the 2nd, and we gavelled out on April the 15th. If you've been to Frankfort before, you know that's a long time to be in Frankfort, I promise you. But it ended up being a great session for Warren County. And that's what I'm concerned about. That's who I represent first and foremost. So it was an honor to be able to bring home some of the things that we did. And if you don't care, I'll just touch on some of those, Judge. For Warren County, we got $20 million to complete the water sewer project out to the Trans Park. Some of you probably seen those big old pipes laying out there. That goes to the battery factory, and hopefully eventually it will go on to Oakland and Smiths Grove to handle some growth up in that area. $20 million for the mental health drop-off facility. I know all of you have heard about that. Representative Duval and I was on that committee along with Judge and Brian and so forth, and really excited about that. Looks like we're going to have a groundbreaking probably sometime in early 25 for that $20 million mental health drop-off facility. $19 million for the Bowling Green Veterans Center for startup costs, staffing, all those kind of things. That's an exciting project as well out in the Trans Park. $8.5 million for SkyPack to build a new practice and storage facility there beside SkyPack. What a beautiful facility that is. They can now have more shows and programs because they were having to use the main auditorium for practice for some of the stuff. Now they'll have a practice facility, so that should be more income for revenue for the county. $600 for Beautify I-65. What a beautiful project that has been. Johnny Webb and his friends out there, so we wanted to help out a little bit with some of the maintenance. Judge, I know you're a big WKU supporter, and we understand the impact it has on Bowling Green and Warren County. There's 1 million communities in the country that would love to have a WKU in their midst. Some of the things we did for them: $10 million for the Innovation Center, $4.4 million for LifeWorks Transition Academy, the Bridge Program, Autism Center. I know, Judge, you're on that board. $10.5 million for the Gatton Academy, the #1 ranked high school in the country on Western's campus. $1.75 million for the Kentucky Mesnet. $2 million for to offset increase in state fire and tornado insurance. $220 million for performance funding pool. If they meet certain criteria, then they pull from that pot of money. And $160 million for a new academic complex. So those are a few things that we did to help Western. This is not everything, but just some of the highlights. And last but not least is the transportation funds. And I think our magistrates will be glad, and I would say that I think this will affect each one of you's district in some way, somehow. For the 2-year road plan, we accumulated $122.7 million in the 2-year road plan. But in the 6-year road plan, we have $500 million in the 6-year road plan. Yeah. So that is unbelievable. I think it may be the most ever. And I can tell you that we listen. There's 7 legislators out of 138 in Frankfort. There's 7 of us that touch parts of Warren County. We have 4 state reps and we have 3 state senators. And I met with Judge Gorman. I met with Mayor Alcott. We met with Ron Bunch at the chamber. We tried to take into consideration all of your needs and what your top priorities were. And we took those back to Frankfort. We had the chairman of the budget review on transportation down here last summer, showed him around. Hey, our community's the fastest growing in the state. We need some help. And I think that work paid off for us. So I want to thank my colleagues in the legislature, and I hope that each one of you gets the benefit of some of that in your district. I think you will anyway. Sir. Judge, one other thing, I brought a friend with me here today. He's not only a friend, he was my mentor. Coach, would you come up here just a second?
Yeah.
A lot of you know Coach Tommy Compton. Amy, I know you know Coach Compton. When you were homecoming queen at Warren East, Coach Compton was the basketball coach. And seems like just yesterday, doesn't it?
It does.
But it's been a little while back. But I had a chance to get to know Coach Compton when I was like a 13-year-old snotty-nosed freshman. When I entered Warren East High School from North Warren Elementary, I thought I was going off to college somewhere when I left North Warren and went to Warren East. Coach Compton became a friend to me. I played 4 years of baseball for him, played 4 years of basketball for him. We happened to go to the state tournament a couple of those times in basketball, got to the Final Four one of those years, and just great memories. But like I said, he wasn't just a friend, he became my mentor. We all have those people in our life that help guide us in whatever direction we take. And other than my mom and dad, Coach Compton has been that person in my life. I wanted to go to college and be a teacher and a coach because that's what he did. And I did that. And when I got out of college, he hired me for my first coaching position at Warren East. Whether that was good or bad, Coach, I'm not sure. But
What was the record that year?
well, we went to the state tournament one of those 4 years. I will say that I was at East helping him coach.
All right.
But he taught me how to be a coach. He taught me how to be a teacher. And I went on. I left East after 4 years and become a head coach for the next 28 years at a couple other school districts. And I owe that to him. If it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So Coach spent 30 years as a teacher and coach at Warren East. He went on and subbed and taught at Western for the next 20 years. So a half a century, 50 years. 51. Just correct me, Coach. He still calls me out. 51 years he spent in education in Warren County. So thousands and thousands and thousands of lives that he has touched. And I was telling Doug this morning, I said he was one of the best teachers, even though he taught PE and health. And everybody said, oh, coaches don't teach. This man taught. This man taught, and he had an influence. And he just didn't talk the talk. He walked the walk. And up until about a year and a half ago, there was not a person in Warren County at his age, I promise you, that was in as good a physical shape as he was. He worked out. If you wanted to find him, you'd go to the gym and you'd find him running on a treadmill or lifting weights. But about a year and a half ago, he suffered some health issues. And they couldn't figure out what it was. He kept going from doctor to doctor to doctor. And Coach, I think you will admit you were probably on death's doorstep more than once or twice. So I talked to him a few days ago and I said, Coach, you doing better? Yes. I said, well, how you know you're doing better? He said, well, before I got sick, I would do about 200 push-ups on Sunday morning before I get ready to go to church. He said, after I got sick, I couldn't do any. He got so weak he couldn't push the button to start his car. And Brian then made him stop driving. But he said, after I got sick, I couldn't do any push-ups. Went from 200 to 0. And he said, you know, just this past week, I did 15 push-ups. So he said, I think that tells me that I'm on my way back. So you can't get a good man down. You can't keep a good man down. But he's been a legend in Warren County, never seeked to have recognition. But if you have a chance next Friday night, December the 13th, if you could make your way out to Warren East High School, they will be naming the gym floor after Coach Tommy Compton. So I just wanted to have a chance. We're going to go eat after this. Been trying to get together for a month. We're going to go eat after this, and I'm going to try to get him. He lost 40 pounds. I'm going to give him some of mine, plus we're going to feed him today. So we're going to try to get him back on his feet, Judge. But these are the kind of people that we have in Warren County that go unsung. There's a lot of people in this world that have problems. There's a lot of upheaval going on. But when we have stories like this, we need to tell it. And Coach is not the only one. There's many of them in Warren County, and that's why we're so blessed to live here. So I appreciate you giving me a minute to recognize my friend and mentor and a friend to public education and just a friend to everybody in this community. Thank you, Judge.
Representative Jackson, it's obviously it's an honor for this community for you to represent us in Frankfort, and we appreciate all that hard work that you did. But also we're happy that you brought Coach Compton with you. But we have one other thing, so I wanted to throw this out there if we can. Coach, this is in honor of Coach Tommy Compton Jr., December 5th, 2024, whereas Tommy Compton Jr., a Warren County native, has given a half century to the students of Warren County. He was a teacher and department head at Warren East High School from 70 to 2000. From 1970 to 84, he was the boys baseball coach with a remarkable regional and state tournament run in 1979. And whereas Coach Compton was also Warren East boys basketball coach from 1970 to 2000, amassing a total of 9 regional championships and state tournament appearances, including several Final Four appearances. For over 40 years, he's not missed a boys district, regional, state tournament. And whereas after 30 years of teaching and coaching at Warren East High School, He then taught a coaching class at WKU and gave another 20 years to the Warren County school system as a substitute teacher. In 2020, after 50 years in the Kentucky educational system, he retired for the third and final time. Coach always taught his students and players to contribute to society by being good spouses, good parents, and good employees. And now, therefore, we, the Fiscal Court of Warren County, do hereby proclaim December 5th, 2024 as Coach Tommy Compton Jr. Day. Miss Warney's 1968 up here too. Whatever. All 56 now. Come on up here.
Perfect. Good. That's right.
Congratulations.
Right. That's funny.
Kevin, a lot of these guys haven't eaten yet this morning either. If you want to have them join you, that'd be great. That's right, where are we all going? All right, that was fantastic. We've got a big day here in Warren County, and so we're excited about next presentation. As many of you know, about 4 years ago, Warren County Fiscal Court purchased Sugar Maple Square, and at the time we did that. Not only was it a fantastic deal for us, but we also did that as a way to expand our road department. And if you've been out there, we're extremely proud of our road department, the work that they do. We were able to remodel and get a brand new road department after about 60 years of it being downtown, and worked out a financial arrangement to do that. So it's been a great thing for us. We have slow walked our futures for Sugar Maple Square, trying to juggle some things, and this fiscal court has taken upon itself with the growth and the demands of Warren County to try to be a little more streamlined in things we're doing. And so I'm happy to have two great friends of mine. Neil Downing, come on up, and Lee Ross Dinwoody. Neil has been, a little background, I'm not going to go into too much on it, both architects and design people, both professionals, but Neil has been actually a volunteer. He's been chairman of the TIF Design Review Board for about 15 years. I asked him to do it for 2 years. I appreciate you still doing that, Neil. But so
the pay's great.
Yeah, the pay is good. But one thing I'll say about Neil is a true professional. If you look at all of the projects in the TIF, Neil is the one that has assisted with that design and the requirements that they have to have that. And so he's done a great job. And Lee Ross has been a professional, has done a ton of work in this community as well. What I think you'll see, though, is we're excited to announce a new home for the Warren County Sheriff's Department. And this is a big step forward for Warren County. A big step forward for Warren County, but we're excited to show some renderings today. We are just in the beginning process. Everyone's got to have a little patience. But Neil, we appreciate both you and Lee Ross being here, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. We're very, very happy to be here this morning. We're celebrating a consolidation. If any of y'all are familiar with where the sheriff's department's scattered around right now. I wish you'd fill me in on it because they're in so many different places. We literally don't know all the different corners they're in. So a great thing about what we're doing with the repurposing of Sugar Maple Square is we're introducing about a 30,000 square foot sheriff's department. It's going to be in two wings to begin with. The left wing, if we can put a picture up yet. Okay, is in, some of y'all may remember this, it's the old Houchins grocery store. We're going to call that the training center. And that's about 25,000 square feet. It'll have simulated training. It'll have the CID and the patrol officers' headquarters. It'll have public spaces. It'll bring in different companies from around the Commonwealth and hopefully beyond the region for their own training purposes, a gymnasium for our forces, a locker room consolidated together for them as well, and then also some storage spaces that will allow us to expand into the future. The other end of the building, which we're calling the customer's wing, is where the public will have the interface with the sheriff's office. It's where you'll go to pay your taxes, you'll interface with the sheriff there. His primary office will be in that space, as well as his support team, dispatch, and the functions that give all the other components that allow the public to interface with. There'll be a drive-through window, a covered area for vehicle inspections, and the whole spirit of where we're approaching on this is to bring not only everybody together under one roof, but to give a signal back to the community that this is the home of the Warren County Sheriff's Office. You'll see it when you come in on 185, whether north or south, crossing over, and certainly when each of us go there at least once a year to take care of our duties to the county. Our overall ambitions are to show not only the unity of the department and our remake of the exterior of the building, but also to provide a welcoming spot for the community to interface with the sheriff's office itself. We don't feel like they get a good opportunity to do that today, and so this is a great step, we think, for the future and allow that department to come together. We are going to update the exterior of the facility, not only for wayfinding, but to give the spirit of the community that we're talking about this morning. All of the interiors will be divided into spaces that not only support the activity of the sheriff's department, but also provide that very positive interface with the community as they'll have with them on each day. We're using rather contemporary materials. We want that for low maintenance. We'd like all of our money to go towards the future rather than things that seem to have a faddish temporary component to it. Some of the images we're looking at right now, this is what we're calling the community room. This is a part of the training facility where people can come in from around the Commonwealth, hold different conferences, set up with the specific training that our people have to go through, as well as the other forces throughout the Commonwealth on that. This side of the facility is about 25,000 square feet. The customer interface area is about 5,000 square feet. The thing that we like so much about repurposing Sugar Maple Square is it also gives us the opportunity to grow and expand as we know that the services of the Sheriff's Department will do over the future. That in a nutshell is where we are with this right now.
That's fine.
We can talk about how we want to propose to realize this if you'd like.
Well, I think one thing to keep in mind is the great thing for us is it's a good deal for both sides in the transaction, but our per square footage cost in this building is relatively, is very low. New construction would be probably cost prohibitive at this time for, if we were looking at 30,000 square feet for a new office somewhere. We have this, we have the parking, we have the ability to do things at a very affordable rate to be able to have this. But as we looked at it, and this fiscal court has looked at it, this is a 60-year proposal to have that. We have extreme growth in the county, which means we're going to have to grow every one of our departments and having a place to do it. As everyone is well aware, Neil talked about that. We're in about 3 different locations. Our sheriff's department a little bit hit and miss on a few things, but having a little bit more centralized area. It also gives us opportunities for future uses of Sugar Maple, of which no decisions have been made yet. I want to throw that out there before I'm asked. So we are just looking at these. These are open. We do have an existing community room that's for a voting center, for other things that is out there, which is actually on this slide here to the right of that logo. That is our existing room that Fiscal Court did last year, and that is staying right there. That's a great asset for us to have as well. But we are excited about that. Of course, Lee Ross and Neil are in the process of their professional services contract, getting the schematics and getting all of that together for bid. That's what their proposal was to do. And they are finishing that project here in the next month or so to be able to go to that so we can see. So from that standpoint, we're excited about that. We'll look at some budgetary items of how we can do this, but I think for 115 employees of the county, it would be a little breath of fresh air for them to be in the same place. One great advantage you can see is this is just paint that you're seeing here. I'm excited about that. It will change the entire scope of that building. Interior, obviously, gutting and starting over, but the outside of the building, having that structure and it's structurally sound. Of course, you know, we had budgeted, this court had budgeted for a new roof and other work out there, so it's a secure, and that helps us along the way as well, so we're excited about that.
One aspect we didn't mention was right now the vehicles are all kind of scattered around the front of the facility. It's part of this proposal that we're going to have a secure facility behind the building, not only for the sheriff's vehicles, for other impounded vehicles, and to direct the public. We'll bring them through this archway. There will be a drive-through window. You can pay your taxes, you can rearrange for your vehicle inspection, and then you will exit out through the back of the building. So we're going to update and improve the vehicular and pedestrian circulation on site. Part of our proposal includes some landscaping to start giving some overall definition to the various components of the overall sheriff's department as well.
And also as well, I think we should all be cognizant, it is what it is, but we have emergencies that we have to leave from this facility right here on College and State Street. Not the most appropriate thing sometimes for it. It's what we have to do, but I think our response time will improve as well by having a little better access to the arteries of this community and to get to those faster than from right in downtown. Crazy thing is this facility is about 1 air mile from where we're sitting right here. Sometimes we think it's, if we haven't gone out there a ways away, but it is very close to where we are right here as well. And so we're excited about that. So any questions for Neil or that? I know the masters are well aware of this process. We're excited about that, and to both of you. Thank you for that vision and for what you're doing there. We'll make some changes as we go. Appreciate the hard work of Sheriff Kevin and the whole group about looking to this, and I think it's an exciting day for Warren County. We are excited about the future for sure, so thank you for all that hard work.
Well, thank you, Judge, and I also want to thank the Sheriff's Department. They have been incredibly supportive of our activity, and without them, the direction that we've achieved would not have been possible. So I appreciate you and your team.
Great. Thank you. All
Just
right.
for a note,
Yep.
Neil and I graduated high school together way back when from Warren Central, so proud graduates together.
Class of 78.
Class of 78.
My God.
He looks better than I do too, so.
Oh, wait a minute, this is open mic, right? That's right. So, that's good. Everyone looks good for that. That's great. So, all right. Yep, thank you all so much. All right, we'll resume with our meeting. Item 7, approved determination amount of $104,250 to Design, Realize, and Furnish LLC for architectural and engineering consulting services for Sugar Maple Square. This is on our professional services contract. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Williams. Discussion or question? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Item 8 is approved determination amount of $21,128 to EFI for guardrail installation on Roger Cole Road. This is a single source vendor. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes. Item 9 is approve memorandum of agreement with the Kentucky Division of Water for Basil Griffin Park Stormwater Quality Improvements Project grant in the amount of $308,857. This is a federal grant and will be reimbursed at 100% of that cost, and grant judge executive authority to sign all related documents. Motion by Squire Lasley, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter?
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 10 is authorize the Parks Department to advertise for bids for mulch and sifted soil for the 2025-26 fiscal year. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Approve Order 2439 appointing Travis Jones to the Intermodal Transportation Authority Board of Directors. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 13 is approve Order 2440 appointing Carl Cheney and Scott Bolden to the Extension District Board. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 14, approve first reading of ordinance 2438 relating to the closure of a portion of Morris Road located within Warren County, Kentucky. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 15 is approve the 2024 amended budget for the Warren County Sheriff's Department. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Williams?
Yes.
Esquire
Yes,
McWhorter?
ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 16 is approve the 2025 budget for the Warren County Sheriff's Department. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 17 is approve order 2441 declaring the surplus property for the Justice Center Maintenance Department. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 18 is approve the 2025 fiscal court meeting schedule. Motion by Squire Aldridge, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Item 19 is approve first reading of ordinance 2439, amending the budget of Warren County. Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Lasley. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
Which one? I purposely skipped 11. Let me see. I did skip number 11. Let's go back to that. Thank you there, Crystal. Item 11, authorize Parks Department to advertise for bids for ball field products for the 2025-26 fiscal year. Motion by Squire Williams, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
All right, Treasurer, please report the claims.
General Fund, $362,745. Road Fund, $151,467. Jail Fund, $37,855. Stormwater Fund, $67,107. Grant Fund, $275,810. And Fed Forfeiture Fund, $1,240. Be happy to answer any questions.
Motion to pay the claims.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Aldridge. Discussion or questions? Please call roll.
Esquire Cummings?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Williams?
Yes.
Esquire McWhorter?
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Aldridge?
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lasley?
Yes.
And staying with our public safety announcements and all things like that, I am actually going to turn this over momentarily to Esquire Eric Aldridge for a little information for us.
Thank you, Judge Gorman. Fellow magistrates, as you know, we've been working on how to better support our volunteer fire departments for almost a year and a half. And I wanted to share some information about the fire coordinator position candidate that was before us today. I'd like to take a moment and thank Judge Gorman and my fellow magistrates for their trust in allowing me to lead the committees. I would like to thank my fellow members of the committees, the RF Committee for their hard work, Richardsville Fire Chief Brian Lee, the Gott Fire Chief Jason Duckett, Alvaton Fire Chief Mike Smith, Woodburn's Fire Chief Bob Skipper, and Plano Fire Chief Kevin Bailey. It was through their hard work that we were able to select Mission CIT in October of 2023, who was hired, and they performed our fire department study, as you well know. I would like to thank Mission CIT for all their outstanding work they did in putting this study together. Keep in mind that Frank Edwards, Keith Brower, and Karen McQuaid worked for almost 7 months putting together our in-depth study, which they presented here in Fiscal Court on May 23rd. It was through this study that Fiscal Court agreed that the first step should be hiring a fire coordinator, which is the position that was before us today. Now, Judge Gorman tasked us with heading a hiring committee, and I would like to thank my fellow members, 6th District Magistrate Ron Cummings, the Richardsville Fire Chief Brian Lee, Gott Fire Chief Jason Duckett, Woodburn Fire Chief Bob Skipper, Deputy Judge Executive Brian Downing, and our Human Resources Manager Lacey Hughes. We spent a little over 2 months receiving resumes and interviewing candidates. As we have our first slide here, the hiring committee has recommended Mr. William Rector. Next slide. We have some noteworthy personal and professional achievements. I would like to introduce Mr. Rector to you through these. Mr. Rector is an Eagle Scout. He's a U.S. Army paratrooper and infantryman. He sits as on the research panel of the UL Fire Science Research Institute. He's an adjunct instructor for the Washington, D.C. Fire Department. He was a graduate from the Leadership Southern Maryland, the FBI LEADA Command Leadership Institute graduate. He was Supervisor of the Year for the Calvert County Sheriff's Office, Detective of the Year for the Calvert County Sheriff's Office. He was on the committee for the Calvert County Radio Replacement, Firefighter of the Year for the Burtonsville Volunteer Fire Department, Firefighter of the Year on the Dunkirk Volunteer Fire Department, Firefighter of the Year on the Hollywood Volunteer Fire Department. Some of the leadership positions that Mr. Rector has held: for the Burtonsville Volunteer Fire Department, he was the Duty Chief and Training Director. Dunkirk Volunteer Fire Department, he was the Fire Chief for 5 years. The Hollywood Volunteer Fire Department, he was Deputy and Assistant Chief for 7 years. He was on the Calvert County COVID Response Logistics Branch Director, St. Mary's County Duty Chief, the Calvert County Duty Chief. He was on the review team for firefighter Bryce Trossback's line of duty death. He sits on numerous other committees and panels that I won't take time to continue to listen. And one thing that I personally felt was great, that he's been a volunteer fireman for 24 years. Next slide. Here's a long list of many of the certifications and training summary that he holds. Next slide. A few of the comments that he made during the hiring process that I found noteworthy: certifications do not define the individual. Rather, the individual defines the certification with dedication and passion. The heart of a volunteer firefighter is one of the strongest elements in a community. That must be supported and cherished. The recognition that a fire system is taxed and in need of growth is a tough internal realization, but worthy of immediate support. Organizational structure, operational support and enhancements, administrative support, all while remaining forward-leaning, are the overarching strengths that I can provide immediately based upon my experiences and trainings. These were some of the things that he shared with us during the hiring process. Next slide. Mission CIT, if you'll remember, suggested a phased-in approach. And this is Mr. Rector's plan for implementation to that phased-in approach. 1, observe, familiarize, and analyze. Secondly, establish effective relationships at all levels. 3rd, open communication with stakeholders. 4th, active engagement and collaboration. And then finally, honest conversations and assessments. Next slide. That initial assessment, Mr. Rector has shared that this is his plan of attack. Discuss the expectations from Warren County Judge Executive on roles and responsibilities of this newly created fire coordinator position. Meet with each volunteer fire department and review initial impressions. An introductory meeting with the City of Bowling Green Department and establish effective dialogue and a working relationship. Meet with the County EMS System Management Group to discuss mutual goals and protocols. Meet with the utility representatives and contacts to forge productive collaboration. And attend the business meetings and trainings of each volunteer department to seek feedback on their immediate needs and short-term goals. You know, it'll be after these initial assessments by our fire coordinator that Judge Gorman and the fiscal court will decide how to move into the next developmental phase. Next slide. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Rector and his family. Next slide. We have some exciting days before us here in Warren County in the fire services. Thank you, Judge.
Great. Thank you, Magistrate Aldridge. Excited. This is a great opportunity for this community. It's growing, and again, with the growth that we're having, this is a necessary step. But I also want to congratulate Mr. Rector, who is relocating his wife and 2 children from Maryland to Bowling Green and Warren County. Quite an unbelievable deal that he's doing, but he's a very, very thorough individual. This was number 1 in that entire process. I do want to thank the committee, especially Squire Cummings, Squire Aldridge, Deputy Judge Downing, and all of our fire chiefs for that hard work of finding Mr. Rector, who is going to make a career here in Warren County after an unbelievable career in Maryland. So we're excited to have him as a member. He is already, or getting ready, I shouldn't say already, let's just say he is in the process of relocating, already looked at a house, already have things going. This is a man on a mission, and it's the right person for the job, so congratulations to each of you for your hard work. Thank you. All right, almost wrapped up here, so thank you for that great meeting so far. Okay, Sheriff?
Judge, I just can't thank you all enough for the vision you all have for Warren County. From the fire services to public services as far as the sheriff's office, and understanding the needs as we grow here and what those needs are before us. I think the best days are before us for sure, and I know it takes a lot of time, effort, resources, everybody coming together to look at what's best for our community. And so on behalf of the Warren County Sheriff's Office, my employees, and all the hard work they do, this is going to help us mainstream things, provide more efficient services for folks with handicap parking, drive-up windows, and everything for people just to do business here in Warren County within our agency. So thank you all very much for that. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. I didn't mention we're moving the elevator over there as well. 2 more payments and we own that thing. I can tell you that. That's good. So, Lynette Yates, I think she was on earlier. That's fine. Jailer Harmon, thank you. I'll see you this afternoon, correct? Good man. Chris, I know we have someone on there. I talked with Chris earlier. Thanks for his hard work that the Parks is continually doing. They are out in it, and this weather doing everything they can. Great to see you. All right, Josh. Thank you. Nikki's not with us today. Holly Warren.
Thank you, Judge.
How was your Christmas get-together the other day?
It was wonderful. We ate at Cafe Italia last night for the board.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Ronnie is out today, a little under the weather. Tommy Loving? Business is good? Okay, it's good, unfortunately, all right. Ben, that's right, Ben Peterson, all good, thank you. Mr. Markram? All right. Squire McWhirter?
I would be, if I left here without remembering Tommy Compton being my assistant Pee Wee baseball coach. So he was my assistant, and we got close to winning every game, but we fell one short. But thank you, Tommy. And Merry Christmas to everyone. I guess we'll have another meeting
Yes,
for that.
that's right.
I'd be, good luck to the Purples Saturday night. Good luck to our WKU volleyball team today. They play at 3:30 on ESPN+. Plus, their football team plays tomorrow night at 6. I don't know if that's on TV. I would assume it is.
I think it's ESPN Plus again, yeah.
CBS Sports.
Oh, CBS Sports Network, all right, great.
Is that?
CBS Sports Network.
Sports got it.
CBS Sports. Oh, great. All right, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Squire Aldridge?
Thank you, Judge. The holiday is upon us, and as you well know, lots of different parades. I'd like to mention a few so that we have them all on our calendars. This Saturday, the 7th, we have, well, let me start with numeric. The Smiths Grove Christmas Parade is Friday, December the 6th at 6 p.m. The Bowling Green Christmas Parade is Saturday the 7th. Richardsville's Christmas Parade is Sunday the 8th at 2 p.m. The Hadley is having their first ever Christmas Parade. I'd like everybody to come out to that on Sunday the 15th at 2 p.m. And Judge, that's all I've got for today. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Squire Cummings?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody who came out and attended the Plano meeting I had on Tuesday night. It was well attended. Thanks for all the people from our departments that came out and supported that, and appreciate them very much. Echo what Squire McWhirter said about the WKU volleyball team. We can't seem to get out of a region without Louisville or Kentucky in it, but it is what it is. The Toppers tomorrow night, and the Purples, although I was at that game Friday night, and it was probably one of the best high school football games I ever attended between Bowling Green and South. It's 31-28, hard-fought game, and good luck to the Purples. That's a little hard to say, but good luck to them. Two Christmas parades I want to announce. Sunday, December 8th, the Boyce Community Christmas Parade is at 2 o'clock. If you've never been to that, it is exceptional, and hope you all come out to attend the Boyce Christmas Parade on the 8th. And then Saturday, December the 14th, the Woodburn Fire Department is having a Woodburn Christmas Parade, and that starts at noon down in the big city of Woodburn, Kentucky. And on another personal note, I'm going to take a second to, it was kind of great Tommy was here to be recognized for the work he does and so forth. But I want to shout out to two other special individuals in Warren County that have made remarkable strides in quality of life issues, and that's Steve and Terry Sheldon. They are having the Bags of Blessing Christmas thing for Curbside Ministries this Saturday morning. Let's hope the rain holds off a little bit. But they deserve some special recognition for all that they've done for our community, especially in the folks that are a little bit more disadvantaged than we are. And I just want to give them a personal shout out of all that they've done for our community, and they deserve any praise that they get. So come out Saturday. If you want to come out and volunteer, I'm sure they'll let you take some volunteer over at Curbside Ministries over on North Lee Street. So, and besides that, y'all be safe out there.
Great, thank you. Squire Williams, in your purple today.
I'm not sure why everyone looks at me when they talk about the purples. Something about
Can't figure it out. It's a mystery.
Loving the purples, but yes, Saturday night, it was a great game last Friday night, very cold. The action on the field kind of helped keep you warmed up, so enjoyed the game, and congratulations to South Warren. They had a great season. Good team down there. I'm glad though that the Purples are still playing, and hopefully we can bring another state championship back to Warren County. I noticed no one has mentioned the open houses this weekend yet, but Friday,
Tomorrow.
we're having our open house here in Fiscal Court, 2 to 4. A lot of things get lit up here tomorrow. So we've got the courthouse getting lit up at 4:30, Skyback at 5:30, and Fountain Square at 6 o'clock. So a lot of things going on holiday-wise.
It's perfect.
Merry Christmas to
Great time of the year, that's right. Squire Lawrence?
Congratulations to the Purples as well. I hope they do bring home the state championship. It'd be awesome for Warren County and for Martin. I tell you what, with these magistrates, they don't leave much on the bone. You know what I'm saying? Mention everything out there that you do. So, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Squire Lawrence. Yes, that's true. Squire Lastly?
Well, tomorrow's graduation on the Hill, so I'd like
Oh.
to congratulate the class of fall 2024. Hopefully, a lot of them will decide to make Warren County home. They'd be a welcome addition, and hope they take advantage of the great community they've spent the last 4 years in.
That's great. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Congratulations to our Western grads. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Chandler?
Just congratulations to Coach Compton. I can't think of anyone more deserving to be recognized, and it was an honor to be your student and to watch him mentor so many young men and women. So we appreciate your service to Warren County very, very much, and I look forward to celebrating you again on the 13th when they name the court after you. Well-deserved honor. And go Purples. I know, Coach Compton, that's hard for me to say, but I have a purple, so I'm very proud of that program. So.
And if we could, Sheriff, if we could get like an escort and personal bodyguard for the 2005 homecoming queen, is that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right.
Her triumphant return back to Warren East. Ms. Cummings?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Downing.
I just want to say congratulations to Coach Compton as well. I was a student of his at Western in his basketball coaching class up there for a semester, and then got to work with him when he was a substitute. Never had any worries from that classroom. And I look forward to when you publish your book with all the great stories that you give, because you have some wonderful ones over the years. So congratulations to you. I want to say thanks to Neil and Lee Ross, too, the time that they put in to make sure that what is going in at Sugar Maple is what the Sheriff's Office needs. They spent a lot of time meeting with different departments to make sure that that Sheriff's Office has what they need out of Sugar Maple.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's great. Fantastic. Well, again, tomorrow is our Christmas open house right here from 2 to 4. Coach Compton, if you don't get enough food today, it's free as well tomorrow. Well, it'll be free for you today, too, at breakfast on Kevin's dime, but it's free up here as well, courtesy of the taxpayers of Warren County. But it is from 2 to 4 tomorrow. We'd love to see everyone come out tomorrow. We do have all those Christmas lights up in Bowling Green. I see Karen Foley in the back of the room today. Karen, why don't you stand up for us? So Karen Foley has given 30 years of her life to the city of Bowling Green neighborhoods, and she has just announced her retirement, and she is going to be the executive director of Hotel Inc. And Karen is another person, Representative Jackson. We have so many people that are great influential and difference makers in our community. Karen Foley is definitely one, and so we're always appreciative of you being here, and thanks. I just saw you back there, so thank you very much. Ma'am? Well, you're not doing a very good job. There she is. There she is right there. But thank you, Karen, and congratulations. Thank you for your service to the community as well. Coach Compton, always great to be with you. What a fantastic thing. We appreciate Representative Jackson. I want to touch on one thing Representative Jackson said, and I think this is what the influence is that he has and how honored we are. But again, first time in the history of Warren County that we went over, this is Warren County, not the state of Kentucky, Warren County went over $500 million in a 6-year road plan. It's an amazing thing. Obviously, with growth, we see the results of growth about all these decisions that we had and the announcements we had to make today. But infrastructure is one of our largest concerns. It always is. We cannot do things without increasing our infrastructure. Representative Jackson is a great representative. I appreciate all the hard work that you do. It's an honor to work with you each and every day. So thank you, Kevin. All right, our Christmas open house lights up tomorrow. All of the things there. I hope all of you slow down and take a moment to remember the Christmas season, and that is a time for family and making memories with the people that you love. And so I would, my earnest prayer for each and every one of the employees of Warren County is for them to have a safe Christmas and New Year. And we'll, of course, meet again, but it's always time when the lights start twinkling to start remembering what's important in life. So appreciate everyone's attendance today. With that, we have a motion adjourned by Squire Lawrence. Thank you for coming.